Hi, this is a video of the free series video for designing and modifying microfluid chips designs. This video or this series of videos is for the GitLab open source project for manufacturing microfluids and FabLab setup. And this is the first video. This video will explain to you how could you use the 3DUF website tool to design your microfluid. Now, this website is really good because it have all the basic tools you need. I'm not going to go in depth on each different tool and how to use them. But I'm going to give you the basic startup so that you can design something simple and export it to the laser machine or the CNC software that you're using. So to start off with, you can change the name of your device here. You can change the size. Um, sorry. Okay. And you can select features like connections, channel, and other stuff. You can import a design if you have one. And you can change or you can select certain tools that you can use in designing your microchip. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to design a simple microfluid chip. And the first thing I'm going to start with is adding a port. And port is basically where all your fluid is going to be collected at. So let's say I can press here to change the parameters for my port. So let's say I have 1000 micrometer port. I'm going to put it right here. Also, you can change the height, but it's really not important. If you're dealing with vectors and you want to export your design as vectors, the height is not going to do you much. Um, but if you're going to export it as JSON file, then yes, the height is going to be stored in case you're using a machine that takes a JSON file format. So this is our port, and basically this is my first port, and let's say the second port is going to be right there, but I'm going to increase the radius a bit. And then I want to connect these two ports with a mixer. If I have a mix, I have the mixer here. So the mix or the mixer, basically it takes the collected fluid in this port here and it mixes it up if it was like a combination of different fluids, and then it exports it or it connects this port into the other one. So the first thing I have to do, I can see that the mixer I have is vertical. So I need to change it to horizontal by going into the settings and uncheck the orientation. Now my mixer is vertical, but the next thing I want to do is increase the number of vents. So my mixer is a bit larger. So I'm going to put the mixer right here. And then what I want to do, I want to connect the ports into the mixer. So I'm going to go to connection, click on the port, and click on the first side of the mixer. And then I'm going to have this connection feature still working with me. So I just have to right click to disable it. And then I can go on the other port and connect it to the other side of the channel or the mixer. All right. So this flow layer, basically, it will take the fluid collected here, it will mix it up there, and then it will go to this port right there. So what I want to add for this is the other layer, the control layer. Now the control layer is basically where I will have my input and output in. So what I want to do, I want to make an input that connects me to the flow layer right there. So to do that, the first thing I have to do, I have to put a port. I have to make it bigger than the first one because I want to make sure and know that if I'm going to use a needle or a pipe, a small pipe or something, that I can fit it to the port that I'm using. So I'm going to put the maximum radius I have. I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to put one right here. And next, I'm going to put a port inside the blue port so that when the fluid is collected in the red port, it will go down into the blue. And now next, I'm going to go to connection and connect the two ports, the two red ports together. Now what I have in the control layer here where basically I will input my fluid. It's going to go inside this channel. It's going to reach here. It's going to go to the flow layer. It's going to go inside here and it's going to mix up. Then I'm going to collect it here to the output. Now this design is very simple, and this tutorial is not intended to teach you how to learn how to design the microfluid in an engineering aspect or in a medical aspect. This tutorial is only to teach you how to use the website. So sometimes you have certain tools that can be used in two different layers. For example, the 3D valve. The 3D valve, basically, if we put one here, it will create for me a port in the control layer. And how the valve, the 3D valve works is that when I have the fluid in the blue channel and it's going right there, if the red port have fluid inside it, it's going to stop the fluid inside the blue channel from proceeding. But if it doesn't have or doesn't contain anything, the blue fluid, the fluid inside the blue channel is going to proceed. It's going to go up to the control layer, and then it's going to go down to the blue channel right there, and it's going to proceed to the output. So this 3D valves work by having another fluid connected to the 3D channel. So what I will need to do, I need another port that I will connect the valve into. So I'm going to add another connection. All right. Okay, there are other tools like 3 or this one or a chamber and 3D mixers. You can use all of these in this website, but again, it depends on your design and what you want to do. So this is our design. This is what we're gonna use, and this is what we're gonna export to our laser machine. So after you finish your design, you go into save, and the best thing I found from trying all of those, I found that the CNC type is the best one when you want to save your work. I think the laser cutting as VG, it's not gonna get you the exact measurements that you've designed or that you have in the website, but the CNC file format is gonna give you exact measurements of what you exactly did. So if you used something like 1000 micrometer for the port, you're gonna get it in the CNC exactly as it is. But in the laser machine or in the laser cutting file type or in this vector art, it might not be exactly the same. And this is going to be a problem, especially that the microfluids are very specific design. But again, make sure if you want to try the rest of the two, the laser cutting and the vector art, they might work for you. What worked for me best in the RD works for the laser cutting is this file format. So after I download it, I'm gonna get a zip file that I can use in Inkscape to modify if I need to, and or I can import this zip file into my laser cutting software. so I can start cutting my microfluid device.